we've had worse days, haven't we? What a day that was for the stable. You were going to eat, that's right. What a day the stable... Yeah. What a day for the stable.ca. That was incredible. You know, when I picked up the phone tonight, I looked, I said, are we really racing 16 horses? 17 or 16?
I think it was 16, but
16 or 17 horses. I was shocked. I looked, Massachusetts, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and the horses I want to see. Obviously, I was super excited about Crantini. Excited for myself. Little pressure for a swinging Senorita. What a mission was more my speed. Expectations were low. Just keep them trotting. Don't break rule number 1, and we'll probably get paid a little money. So, man, did John McDonald and Scott Zeron ever set the bar high for? Can you put that back on? Set the bar high for those for the races today. First starter of the day, a track record in Kentucky. That was pretty hard to top. Track record in Kentucky. Blue Bayou Deal, race great. John McDonald drove her absolutely fantastic, and she looked awesome. I know I spoke to Jason Robinson after, and I'll talk about a couple of the other horses in a minute. But Blue Bayou Deal was tremendous. You know, he was doing 5 million miles an hour on the road.
Okay.
Anyway, Blue Bayou Deal was absolutely... Oh yeah, we got fireworks tonight. We got to find a place to look at the fire. There's fireworks, Addie. Look, they're starting already. Right up there. You see them? You'll see them as we come over here. Right over there. They stopped. So Blue Bayou Deal was incredible. I was so happy with the way she raced. Okay, they're going to be there in a sec. We're going to find more. And then excited about Crantini. I know how good the horse trained. I know how good he's been. I know how good he felt. What's he going to do? And just jogged. And he did. The other horse gave up a tussle that was 1-5, but Scott Zeron said, man, what a nice horse. Hobbles were a bit tight. He said, I loosened them twice, but he's just got such a big, rangy gait. As I said to Scotty when I sent him, it wouldn't shock me if this horse didn't need the hobbles at the end of the year, or definitely as a 3-year-old. Just now, it's just part of his gear. Part of his daily grind is to have the hobbles on, just so it helps him pay attention. Coming out of the gate, switching gears, just baby stuff. But his gait is flawless. He won't need hobbles for sure as a 3-year-old. Then I got the Sayota. I got a lot in my shoulders. We're 2 for 2, coming in with some favorites. Purple Aura's got the 8-hole. I look at the program. I'm like, man, I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know how this is going to play out at all. I left out of there. I didn't really know leaving the gate. I didn't want to take her back. Right? She's one of the favorites. Aaron Merriman and I were one of the favorites. She got out real good on the right foot, and I felt like I could maybe take a run at the lead, but I didn't want to push her too hard. We took over the lead, felt like we got everything our own way, and she raced really, really, really well. That was a great performance by Purple Aura, and very reminiscent of last year. She's really coming back into her own and looked great today. Now, what goes up must come down. I watched Yes and Walk on the Moon race. Yes apparently ripped both his front shoes off. That track is a weird surface. And Yes took both his front shoes off apparently and made a very, very uncharacteristic break. Now, before everybody says, oh my God, is he okay? He's fine. It's not a big deal. It happens. It's rare that they both come off. It happens. I talked to Jason after and said, listen, Yes, we'll bring him back up here. He fits a class pretty cheap at Sayota where he's already done well. All right, we'll call that 0 for 2, and we'll bring him back up here. Now, unfortunately, it didn't work. It worked out great for Blue Bayou Deal. It didn't work out very well for him, and one other horse it didn't also. Now, Walk on the Moon, Johnny really... Walk on the Moon will fool you. If you've never sat behind him before, he'll fool you into thinking he's a really good horse, but deep down, he just wants to be an okay horse. And put him on the front, 27.56. He's got the gait of an open trotter. He's got this... It's coming. He's got the speed of an open trotter. He doesn't have the heart of an open trotter. And, you know, it really came into play today. When push came to shove and he really got pushed around down the backstretch, he gave up. And I say this all the time, and I know the owners, my partners on Walk on the Moon, might be upset and say, that's not fair to the horse. That is a honest-to-goodness description of Walk on the Moon. He's an open trotter that doesn't want to be an open trotter. So we just have to find a spot for him. You saw him last week in the Open 2 in with horses that shouldn't beat him. He looked like a killer, like a man-eater. And then you put him in over his head or in where horses can catch him and he has to fight. That's what happens. You know, Walk on the Moon is a good horse. He's a good horse. I'm down on him because I know he could be a really good horse. He chooses not to be, and we have to live with that. Yeah, I know, baby. You know, at the end of the day, we have to live with that. We have to know going in that Walk on the Moon has his limitations. They may be mental. They're not physical. They may be mental, but he has his limitations, and we have to recognize that. So hopefully they let him drop back down into the preferred 2, Open 2, where he can do some good. And then we had the highlight. I guess I'm partial. I love Crantini, but it's pretty hard not to make the highlight of the day, a 2-year-old trotting filly who takes a mark of 56-1 in a $150,000 stake race. It is really, really hard not to make her the highlight of the day, and she was the highlight of the day. I'm going to tell you one thing. You want to talk about a horse that dug down deep? I thought the horse in behind me was done halfway around the last turn. I didn't want to take anything for chance. So I cut her loose midway around the turn, and boy, did I regret it coming out of the turn. I said to myself, you just got this filly beat. That's what happened. You just got her beat. And she heard the horse coming and just wanted it more than the horse on the outside. That is what a racehorse is built like. That is what a good horse does. I didn't give her... If I had backed in the last turn, I think she wins handily by 3/4 of a length. Instead, I punched the gas a little too quick, and you know what? She bailed me out. And Swinging Senorita raced tremendous. Just showed what a nice horse is. 56-1 for a 2-year-old trotter on July 4th. That's a good horse. So Swinging Senorita was incredible. I'm on the track. I'm coming off the track, and somebody says, hey, having a pretty good day. And I said, yeah, we are having a pretty good day. They said, no, Patrick the Piranha just went in 51 into the 8-hole, first over, which is awesome, except I have to wonder, will they ever let him race there again? No. He is eligible to a race that goes for $100,000 at Plain Ridge now. Horses that had to make at least 5 starts at Plain Ridge, so that's a good spot to be. I just don't know what they're going to do next week. Are they going to let this horse race? Are they going to make him race from the concession stand in the second level, the parking lot, where you have to plug in your electric car? I have no idea. I hope they let him race next week. That would be really awesome if they would. But he raced tremendous. And then we come to Unbeatable Kemp. Didn't get a hold of the track last week. And quite frankly, didn't look like he got a hold of it very good tonight either. Made a break at the gate. Made a break again in the last turn. And Amy said, you know, are we going to bring him home? Yes. But I think I'm going to go even further. I'm going to turn him out. And I'm going to tell you why. The money that Unbeatable Kemp can make isn't going anywhere. He's going to be a very nice horse for us in the fall and the winter. The heat of the summer has to play a role for this horse. He said his big miles, his good miles, his weaker miles away from home. But at the same token, if we're going to race him at Mohawk, we know he likes Mohawk, why don't we do it when they're watered down and freshen him up? And as I said at the start of this, what I mean by he can only make that money once and that money isn't going anywhere, he fits like the Nomers of 5 up to 60, then 70, then 80. Once you make that money, you're out of those classes. Now you're into the open trotting conditions. And I can tell you, if he makes all that money into the fall, there's only one place we can put him, and that's in Harrisburg. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell Unbeatable Kemp. This horse has got a ton of talent, and I don't think we've seen his best miles yet. This is a juvenile with 8, 10, 12 starts trotting in 53, 54. I think his best racing's ahead of him. So why don't we do ourselves a favor and do him a favor? Horse has had a pretty tough year so far and raced very, very well. His only poor miles, as pointed out by one of our partners, has been away from home. It was you, but it was another partner also. So I think it's pretty clear. I think it's easy. Turn him out. That money's not going anywhere. Freshen our horse up, sharpen him up, and as he busts through those classes in the fall, into the winter, and they start to weaken up a little bit, who knows what kind of horse we got? That's how I see Unbeatable Kemp. That money's not going anywhere. It's staying there. Let's freshen him up, because we don't want him tired and beat up at the end of those classes. We want him going through those classes like a buzzsaw in the fall. He's not going to New Jersey. He's not going to Kentucky. Why don't we just freshen him up? That's open for discussion. That's open for discussion. If you would like to chime in, give me your 2 cents, that's fine. But the way I see it, I think we freshen this horse up and go right through those classes in the fall. That's how I see That's how I see. That's how I see it going. And then the biggest surprise of the day by far wasn't the break by Yes, wasn't the break by Unbeatable Kemp. It was the win by Chocolate for Lunch. Where did that come from? Debbie must have heard we were going to move the horse and trained her up real tight because Chocolate for Lunch looked good. 59, that doesn't mean Debbie's done a great job. That doesn't mean we're not going to move the horse to Dwayne Murphy. He's a world-class trainer too, and I think we owe it to her to give the filly a good chance. Not that she won't get a good chance there, but I am likely going to follow through with that in the near future. I think somebody made a toots back there, Addie Bear. Yeah, you did toot, I can tell. And then, what a mission. Listen, if you had said to me before the race, Anthony, if you scratch right now, I'll give you 4th place money. Scratch. I would have taken 4th place money. I'm looking at a solid field of horses that show wins and fast miles. What a mission race, great. That was 105% today. That's not to say he won't get better, but he did everything he could do today. I can guarantee you he left it all on the track. And that is all as a group we can ask. What a mission, did everything he could do to win today and was soundly, fairly beat. Finished 4th, raced good, had his ears up, playing around afterwards because he knew he did a good job too. A great job by What a Mission to finish 4th today. Picked up some money, did good by the stable and did good by himself. That's a nice little horse. I can't say that he's going to stay in the Sire Stakes, but we're going to have a lot of fun with What a Mission. He's turned into a nice little horse. Talk about nice little horse. What about Bolt Power? 2nd and 49. Halfway down the lane, I said, long stretch, he could be 2nd. He could be 7th. Hard to tell. He's definitely not going to win. I don't know how fast he paced, 50 and a piece. He raced great. Finished 2nd in 49 and 2, 49 and 3, and looked very, very good. A great mile from Bolt Power. You see some? You see them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where?
That's actually it's actually a radio tower, but for now we'll pretend they're fireworks. Oh, those fireworks are fantastic, Addie. I see them. They're right there. Yeah, they're blinking every 3 seconds. Anyway, Sweet on Pete, want to talk about a big mile from a filly. I knew that I had to move her at the quarter pole. You want to see how tough she was? I told you guys she might have made breaks. She doesn't want to make breaks. I told you that. Okay, I understand. We looked at her making breaks in the season. Was that her making breaks or trying her hardest not to and failing? And I can tell you it's the latter. Hey, give me a break for a minute. I can tell you it was the latter. Sweet on Pete tries hard. We taped her knees up today. There was some dirt. That was her touching her knees at places. We had them taped up. I think she'll be fine. I said to Jason, we'll know tomorrow if they're hot and they're a little sore from her. If she hit them a little harder than I thought she did, then we're going to have to go back to knee boots. Maybe just tinker ever so slightly with her front shoes to see if we can keep her out of her knees. But you could tell I put her in gear at the quarter pole. She was out of gear, but she didn't want to run. I cleared off the lead, and when I put her in gear and let her idle along, she got more confident and more confident and more confident. That's one of the best fillies in Ohio sitting on my back. One of the best in Ohio sitting on my back. No bueno. She wasn't going by me today. The big filly dug in hard. Now, Gabby Sinote hasn't raced in a few weeks. That goes without saying. But Sweet on Pete just wanted it more. Just wanted it more today. Raced very good. A little disappointing. The next two made breaks. Nothing but a dreamer. I was very disappointed. James's lunatic there in the post parade made a break, scored ahead of the gate somehow, so they call a recall. Rather than just making him go right to the gate again, they let them all cool down. Well, what about the horses that didn't do anything wrong? I was a little upset. Then we go to the gate and make a break. Another one makes a break. Another one makes a break. So, whatever. It happens, but they should have gone with the race immediately after the recall. There shouldn't have been any delay after that. There was no broken equipment. They were simply just letting the horses cool down. The horse that was hot to begin with was 4 to 5. It's not our fault that your horse is hot. I wasn't really okay with that. I didn't think it was really that. And I'm in another country. Maybe there was something else to it, but it just simply looked to me like the horse was a little hot, and they were letting them all cool down a little bit. I don't think their horse needed to cool down. Then it went to the gate the next time, made a break. That happens. It's racing. I know. I just wasn't super pumped about the way it played out, but that's the way it goes. You know, congratulations, James ended up winning the race. The horse looks like a monster, and I'm not sure that our horse belongs in the gold. But I still not super pumped about the way that it played out tonight. So he made a break, nothing but a dreamer, a horse that never makes a break, a horse that I raced with no hobbles on last week. Had hobbles on tonight, somehow makes a break. So I'll get to the bottom of that. It's a 2-year-old thing, obviously, but we'll see what takes place moving forward with Nothing But a Dreamer. And then Mopower Baby didn't look good the whole way. I know you guys don't care. I own Mopower Baby with the Schaefers. We own them together. We own her together because they want her back to breed afterwards. And the way she trained down, now this says straight. No, I don't think it is to the left.
Okay.
I think it's right here. This gets me every time. See, there's another road over there.
Yeah.
I think this is the right way. This tricks me every time going through here. So Mopower Baby, I think she didn't look comfortable. I know Ross Leonard just sent me a message. I'm very curious to see what Mike and Ross have to say about her. I'm sure their shoeing has to be changed. The Indiana track is totally different than what she's used to. So no doubt there has to be some shoeing adjustments made to her because she certainly didn't look super comfortable tonight. So we'll see what they say and we'll go from there. And then Sailor looked good. First start on Lazex, far outside. Looks like he tried a 54 flat, 54-1. I thought it was a good mile from him. He's been off 2 weeks, so a good mile from him. And then obviously, what's left of my lungs will be cheering for Globetrotting at 10:45. So good luck to all my partners. You guys know that Globetrotting is a special spot in my heart, and I can't wait to see her race. Her first start back. We drew her blood today because it wasn't great at the end of the week last week. She had a good week. She had a good training session, and then her blood didn't come back great. But we took it this morning, and all that was showing was a tiny, tiny bit of muscle tie-up. She's used to stuff like that. That shouldn't bother her. It was well below 1,000. It was 600 or 700 and something. I think she'll be fine for tonight, but James will race her very conservatively. You know that. I know that. And we'll see. We will see how she races, but pretty hard to beat that. I think we had 6 or 7 winners in multiple states, multiple jurisdictions, multiple countries. A great day for the stable. Quite frankly, maybe the best day we've ever had.
Someone said 5 jurisdictions.
5 jurisdictions. That's impressive. Ontario, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Ohio, Ontario.
In here?
No, this is Ohio. I am missing one.
Cleveland? Who else won?
We won in Grand River. We won in Ohio. Oh, Massachusetts. Yep, 5 jurisdictions. 5 jurisdictions, 7 winners. I'm going to go on the record as saying this is the best day we've ever had at the stable.ca. So soak it up. You only have 3 hours left before 2.5 hours before the day's over. We're going to catch the fireworks. We're going to get something to eat. And the McDonald family's heading to the fair tomorrow. Fair time is?
No.
Fun time.
Woo!
Fair time is fun time, Addie. Can you say it? Fair time is fun time. Fun time is fun. Okay, that'll work too. All right. We're off for the evening. We're signing off. An incredibly good day. Thank you all for the kind notes and messages and calls. Pretty hard to beat that. Take care.
Bye.
Say bye-bye, Eddie. Bye, Eddie. Bye.